On July 29th, the two best welterweights in the world will meet center ring. Errol Spence Jr. is a successful American boxer who is widely regarded as one of the top boxing champions today. His opponent is three-weight world champion Terence "Bud" Crawford, a highly skilled and complete fighter known for his ability to switch and fight from both stances with ease. Let's break them down. Errol's boxing style is mainly focused on using his jab to set up his left hand, both up and downstairs, utilizing variations of the jab, cross, to double jab, cross, or hook. On the surface, this can seem a bit rudimentary. That is until you understand the overall strategy. Spence's offense is built to optimize the amount of cognitive burden on his opponents. His jab is not thrown in different variations, but instead used to create mental 50-50s for his opponent. Once the mental high-low mix-up is well established, the same strategy is applied to the backhand. Add in the additional layer of the occasional feint, touch jabs meant to occupy the opponent's lead hand, and the visible high work rate, and Spence would have created so much cognitive load that he can at times gain entry on the inside for free. This is where Errol's offense really shines, and where no opponent wants him to be. On the outside, there are no smoke and mirrors with Errol. You won't find him setting you up for many slip counters or finding ways to take away your best tools. It's all him applying his game plan and opposing his will over yours. On the inside is where that all changes, and it's why his inside fighting skills are considered the most impressive today. Errol's ability to maintain leverage on the inside while applying framing and control techniques is second to none. This allows him to pressure and break down opponents physically and psychologically. He will often nullify opponents' advantages, tire them out, and control the pace of the fight while here. His utilization of his shoulders and head to wedge his opponents while pivoting and turning to keep the opposition in front of him allows for the maintaining of optimal body positioning and angles during inside fighting, which means he can generate more power and accuracy in his punches while minimizing his opponent's defensive capabilities. On the inside, Spence has demonstrated excellent counterpunching ability. He applies slips, rolls, and parries while simultaneously countering. This, of course, allows him to capitalize on his opponent's openings and turn defense into offense with relative ease. Terence Crawford is regarded as one of the most complete fighters in the sport of boxing due to his exceptionally high boxing IQ, adaptability to his opponent's styles, and a range of tactics that include pressuring, counterpunching, defensive maneuverability, infighting, on top of having a tremendous finishing ability. Terence is also one of the most complete fighters you could find. His offense is so ambiguous that it can be difficult to even spot a pattern. He won't often show you the same combination twice until he is sure you don't have an answer, but he comes with a whole myriad of combinations that amplify one of his greatest abilities, which is to pick his shots to tremendous effect. His stab jab setups are some of the best in the sport because there is no tell and it is delivered sharp, accurate, and with good power. It is a quick, straight punch that is aimed at the opponent's midsection and is intended to disrupt their breathing and movement. This punch can be particularly effective against opponents who utilize a high guard or are difficult to hit with conventional punches. Now, whether it be slipping and countering with the back and lead hand or fighting on the inside, everything that Terence does over the course of a round seems new. If I had to spot a true pattern, it's his heavy use of the touch jab and high blind there to too low a la Shakur Stevenson. In reference to Terence's use of the touch jab, it is a technique where a boxer extends their lead hand with a light probe without applying significant power. The touch jab serves several purposes and has various reasons for its usage, like being a rangefinder, establishing rhythm, an active feint, or a defensive tool by disrupting the opponent's offense while occupying their guard or redirecting their punches. Terence uses it for all of these purposes. Taking all these things into account and add that on top of a solid base and good footwork, and you can see why Terence Crawford is regarded as one of the best boxers today, but also why he is a difficult out for anyone that he gets in the ring with. When it comes to Errol, there are certain things that Crawford can for sure capitalize on. Trying to step in after throwing the backhand in a squared position can be an issue against a fighter who may not be as willing to sit in the pocket and be more willing to keep space with consistent touch jabs until an opening presents itself. Also, trying to enter under the jab with someone who throws counter uppercuts as well as Terence can potentially deter the pressure of Spence. If the same Spence that entered the ring against Ugas shows up throwing off-positional hooks and straights, especially those that transition you from being a southpaw to orthodox, might not be a good idea. And obviously we have to address the elephant in the room, the mouth guard situation. Although I don't foresee this being a real issue in his fight with Terence, Errol can't afford to switch off in this manner, with Terence being the type of finisher that he is. Now, even though Terence is very complete, he is not perfect by any means. Everyone knows that he is plagued by being a notoriously slow starter, while Errol, on the other hand, gets out to the races pretty quickly. As Terence is looking to establish his timing, he has been shown to not be quite as ready while he warms up against the opponent in front of him. He will without a doubt need time to download Spence, but it will be difficult with someone who has the work rate as Spence and won't give you time to think. One key defensive flaw that I noticed about Crawford is that his head is typically in the same place. This fact is also why Crawford's opponents have found their greatest success when punching with him. Also, oftentimes we have seen Crawford almost give up space for free against an advancing opponent who isn't even throwing punches. Spence has one of the best motors in all of boxing, and he's a hellacious body puncher. So you have to command the real estate. Lastly, Crawford has been accused of being somewhat temperamental with being caught by a big shot. He immediately wants his get back, but you have to ask, against a puncher and someone who picks their shots in combinations as well as Errol does on the inside, if it would be a good idea. So it would have to wait to be seen whether Terence has the ability to trade with Errol in those situations. Now, with all that said, this clash between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford is a dream matchup that boxing fans have eagerly anticipated. Both fighters possess incredible skill, unwavering determination, and a hunger for greatness. Their respective styles and accomplishments make this potential bout a true spectacle for the sport. Now, that's all I have to say as far as the analysis and breakdown before the fight. Obviously, I will be doing a post-fight breakdown as well. But for now, down in the comment section below, put your picks and who you think is going to win this astronomical matchup between Spence and Terence Crawford. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.